Hey guys, guess what? I missed an item right over there, and the odd thing is that no one told me about it. Maybe because no one actually knew, but I didn't know that was there, so I'm gonna go grab that item right now. Just so you know, this is going to be my last video this year, because after that I'm going to start working on my traditional year-end column, which is going to be coming back after a break of 1 year. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't do it last year, it was, well, because the Generation 5 metagame was still very much in its infancy, and with new developments seemingly every day, if I wrote a column about it, it probably would have been obsoleted by the time I finished it. And at the time there was this ongoing controversy about what to do with hyper-offensive rain teams. We all know how that turned out. So I'm going to be talking about all this and much more in my upcoming year-end recap column. Now, don't worry, I'm going to give you a link to it when it's done. It's going to take a while, though, so don't expect any new videos anytime soon. So the item here was a Reaper Cloth, so now we can head back to the Pokemon Center. What I'm going to do now, as I said, I'm going to head over to Route 7, to catch a Houndour, since I'm going to, well, not necessarily need it, but it's going to be of great assistance when catching Mewtwo, since it can't do a lick of damage to dark types. And believe it or not, I had a few people ask me if why I didn't use Tyranitar, even though I perfectly explained that it's because of Sandstream that would eventually kill Mewtwo, and I don't want that. So, I'm gonna grab Who in my party and fly, I guess to Saffron City, because I checked beforehand and they sell Dusk Balls over there, which are something else that I'm gonna be needing for catching Who, and can't fly to Kanto from here. Great. Just great. I'm wondering why they restricted it that way. It's just stupid. I know I've said it before, but I can't stress this enough. It's just a freaking waste of time. If I want to fly to Kanto from Johto, let me! Jeez, I know you gotta be, at least somewhat loyal to source material, but, at the same time, just no. So, I'm just going to head over to the Pokemart. I'm going to buy some Dusk Balls, which I'm really going to need because I think I only have 8, and that's not nearly going to be enough to catch Mewtwo and the legendary birds and Groudon. So, 7 actually. Well, I used one more than I imagined, but anyway, here we go. We have 30 Dusk Balls, which should be enough for Mewtwo. If I waste them all, then it's probably a good time to reset anyway. So, now, Route 7 is over to the west, and you can only catch Houndours at night. So I'm going to wait until night comes, and I'm going to catch a Houndour then. So, I guess, see you tonight. Okay, found a Houndour. It didn't take too long, actually. But, yeah, Hypnosis connects. Unfortunately, I have no HM slaves on me to weaken it, so all I'm going to have to rely on is that sleep from Hypnosis. Let's see if I can catch it in one Pokeball, though I believe its catch rate is 120, which isn't so bad, but it's definitely one of those cases where if you have a weak Pokemon to weaken it, definitely do it. And no, I'm not wasting a move slot on my team for False Swipe. Not now, not ever. Ah, so close. Okay, let's try it again. It's still asleep. I wouldn't say I'm having trouble, but this is a level 15 Houndour, and I'm heading towards a level 70 Mewtwo. So, okay, there we go. Caught it. Only took 3 balls, but it's okay. 3 balls for a level 15 Houndour. I can deal with that. So, now that we got our Houndour, I'm going to head over to Cerulean City and probably cut this here for today because I don't really feel like going through Cerulean Cave tonight. And I'm going to explain it in more detail tomorrow, but for now, see you tomorrow when I tackle the beginning of Cerulean Cave. Before we begin, I'm going to do a few adjustments to my party. I'm going to need 2 HM slaves. I'm going to need Wooper because it has Flash, and you need Flash this time around to explore a Cerulean Cave, unlike in Generations 1 and 3. So I'm going to get rid of Hoo. I'm going to put Wooper in its place, and I'm going to need the barrel as well, I believe. So yeah, Lugia can go in the box for now. You may notice that I'm not picking up Hound Hour. The reason for that is that I'm going to do 2 separate runs of Cerulean Cave. One to get all the items on the first 2 floors, and another one to blitz to the basement and catch Mewtwo. The reason why I'm doing this now is because, well, I have the map of the 2nd floor of Cerulean Cave open next to Cam Studio and the emulator, and believe me, it's a mess. Like, I studied the map, and I'm still not sure what goes where. It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to, just to give you an idea, I'm going to put a link to that map in the movie description just so you can see for yourselves. Now, let's flash this up. By the way, Cerulean Cave is not in Generation 2. You can find the Berserk Gene there, where the entrance of Cerulean Cave was supposed to be. It's only in Generation 2, however. They did not bring back the Berserk Gene in future generations, and I can understand why. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to double your attack, but also make you confused in the process, sort of like a swagger to the holder of the item. However, the reason I think why they didn't bring it back is because of the own tempo ability, where it would just be utterly cheap. It doubles your physical attack without really any drawback whatsoever. Compare that to like something like the Choice Band, which only raises attack by 50%. Yet it locks you in a move, whereas a Berserk Gene paired up with own tempo would just be utterly broken. So I can totally see why they didn't bring it back. I don't know if it's the reason, but they definitely had to have a reason to shit-can this in modern Pokemon games. Anyway, you're getting a little glimpse right now of what the 2nd floor of this particular incarnation of Cerulean Cave looks like. And other than the bottom right area, which is really wide open, there's really... It's really all like that, you know, narrow passageways that you really need to read a map in order to figure out where to go, and it's a mess. It's just a mess. But then again, we're coming up on the end of the game, so I would imagine that the dungeons would get more and more difficult to navigate as we go. And I just picked up a Thunderbolt TM there, by the way. Once again, I've said it before, I think I got a TMs for Flamethrower and Ice Beam in recent videos, but it's worth repeating. Too little too late, unfortunately. But on a more lighthearted note, since, after all, it is the last video of the year, Christmas is over, and I can't recall a Christmas that inflicted as much bodily harm on me as this one. I really don't know why, because, well, what happened was that on Christmas Eve, we celebrated Christmas with my family on my father's side, and we left my aunt's house at about 4 a.m., and I really have no clue what happened, but on the next day, I felt like really, really bad. You know when you think like you're gonna puke at any time or something like that? It really, really felt like I had a hangover, but the catch is that I don't drink any alcohol. I can't drink alcohol because of my medication, and as a result, well, I don't know what caused that. Maybe it's all the secondhand smoke, because, look, I love my aunts and all, but they smoke so freaking much. Like, aren't you able to drop the cigarette for just one evening? No? Is that really too much to ask? Apparently so, because And I think this was the problem, because it was definitely not alcohol. As I said, I can't drink a drop. And yet I still wake up the next morning and I have a freaking hangover. It's like, sheesh. I had no idea you could get a hangover from secondhand smoke, but apparently it's true. You know those warnings on cigarette packs? I don't know if you got these in America and the UK and stuff, but in Canada we have those warnings on cigarette packs that say, well, cigarettes can do this and that and that. So I never expected cigarettes to be able to cause hangovers on top of that. But yeah, okay, I should stop complaining about that. Maybe something a little more positive is that the local subway is going to have a lot of business in the upcoming weeks, because both my brother and I have had two $25 gift cards for Subway, and my brother was already sitting on another $25 gift card. So just the two of us, we have $125 in Subway gift cards right now. And now, this ladder down here, I believe there are items, and you see those rocks that, oh, what we got here? Oh, it's a max ether. It happens so rarely that sometimes I forget that you can find items at random when using Rock Smash. There was nothing there? Really? Well, I hope there's something in there, because otherwise this ladder is there for nothing. It's a freaking dead end, and I have a hard time thinking that, you know, it might actually be the case. So there's got to be something there, right? Right? And on a random note, thank God those Dittos don't have imposter, else I'd be in for a lot of trouble. There really was nothing, so don't bother coming down this ladder. Apparently there's nothing there. By the way, I made that trailer for my Sonic 3 and Knuckles Let's Play a few days ago, and making that trailer helped me realize a little problem that I might have encountered while making this Let's Play. As we all know, the backgrounds in Sonic games move really fast, because after all, well, it's Sonic being Sonic. But the problem is that, if you noticed on the trailer, you know the part where Sonic goes behind the foliage, and at this point the trailer starts, you know, stuttering a bit? Well, it's not YouTube's compression, it's not your computer loading. It was really part of the trailer, and the reason for that is because when I save the video file that I use to upload, what happens is that there's a certain degree of compression that's applied, and that compression caused a lot of the frames while Sonic was running behind the foliage to be lost. And as a result, well, you know, this is Sonic being Sonic, as I said, there are going to be a lot of occurrences in the game where that would happen. So I messed around with some stuff, and I found a setting that allowed me to bypass this problem. Unfortunately, the file size is so big that it would take an hour to upload if I used the 480p resolution. So I'm afraid this is going to be an LP that's going to be in 240p on your end because of that. And even there, it takes quite a while to upload. And wait a minute! Did that Ditto just outspeed me and completely outpredict me? Oh, and it decides to use Surf. Awful decision. Thank God it did that. Otherwise, I might have been in a big heap of trouble. And a critical hit, thank God. Oh, wow. That was actually sort of a little crisis moment there. And I guess it's on that mini freakout that we are going to end this year in LPing. So, I hope you have a nice remainder of holiday season. See you in 2012. I'm going to continue LPing once my colon is done. Don't worry, as I said, I will drop a link in a bulletin once that's done. So, I'll see you guys in 2012.